Here we go again. Oh, it's nice to go for walks. I'm trying to keep fit too. I do 30 push-ups, minimum 20 I say, but I usually do 30, 35, 36 a day. I think if you can just stick to one thing, you know, and walk and do as much as you can, but if you just make one thing a rule, then it's got to help. And I've been doing that for quite a while now, quite a long time. Used to do it at work at night as well. I wanted to talk more about what's sort of trying to encourage the younger ones, or I look at it like, if I had to start again, what would I do now? Because everything is a lot different than what it was 30 odd years ago. But I'd still be very similar. And I've seen the corruption of our governments and things like that, so I think stay a genuine person, be as honest as possible, look after your loved ones. But I would probably buy a bush block or something, or a block of land somewhere near the suburbs. Well, they've got rules, I've heard, that if you buy a block of land you have to build on it within 2 years, or they make all these rules so that they stop people from buying land and just sitting on it, empty vacant land plots. I think they've come up with all these. This is the thing, back in the day you could do lots of different things, but now they cover all these options that you used to have, and they're making it very difficult, especially for this younger generation. But I don't believe in giving up, and I don't believe it's not doable. So yeah, you can still buy bush blocks and things like that. Don't tell anyone your business, as far as, because you know, you could form a life for yourself. It's a bit like when I was 18 years old, bought a house, built a shed, put all my stuff in it, rented the house so it's paying the mortgage. Well, you go, where are you going to live? Travel. So I travelled for just under a year first time, but that was my accommodation. Travel, backpack, everything you own on your back, off you go. Your house is being paid. If you look at it the other way, a lot of young people don't make any move, go off and travel, discover that they love this other side of the world, discover there's so many more opportunities over there, because our governments in Australia and places like that have let us down massively. So but they haven't made a start. You have to make a start in your own country before you, well, it's not necessarily I'm saying you have to do it in this order, but the trouble is, when you find out how good it is, you haven't made a start. So you're going to have to come back and do it. And it's harder when you know there's something better on the other side. So my advice is, buckle down and work hard while you're young. And I would, if it was me now, I'd buy a bush block or something. I'd whack a shed up on it, carport. I'd start living like the Asians do here. They do a lot of their cooking outside. You don't need a lot. Gas bottle, gas cookers. You know, you can make wood ovens. You know, we've all been suckered into this I call it poshy life. I mean, even my house, beautiful architraves and all this stuff, but when the wiring or plumbing goes wrong, you've got to knock it down and get into it, fix it, spend all that money to put it back the way it was. House here, wiring's on the outside, conduit, everything's accessible. You know, same thing, build a shed, don't tell anyone. Whack a caravan inside it. Live simple, don't fill it up with all, you know, have your cars and motorbikes, but you know, get your foot in the market, live. The government makes this illegal, but don't tell the government, don't tell people. Start doing stuff to build your future. Think of ideas, you know, think, and don't be corrupt like your government's teaching you to be. You don't have to be You don't have to harm anyone, or you don't have to steal from people or become a crook, you know. Do things honestly. It's a much better feeling if you can look at yourself in the mirror, you know, and look at yourself and go, hey, yeah, okay, I've made mistakes, but I can look at myself in the mirror and I'm okay. I'm doing all right. I really am trying. And you'll get through life much easier than doing time. You know, just, yeah. So that's another little thing I think that's what I'd do if I was starting over again. Don't be jealous of people that have made it, that are rich, that not the ones that have worked hard. They've actually earned it. So yeah. That's my little bit of advice. Oh, look at these beautiful shady trees. Hope these silly farmers don't just keep cutting these trees down to sell the wood, because they probably don't realise you need the native birds as pesticides. You need, you know, all the stuff we've learnt in the West. You need the cool the trees, the shade, you know, there's a lot. You don't want to damage the environment for selfish reasons. And they over fertilise, I know that here. They do a lot of things, but they got to survive. And it's funny, I think a lot of countries have stopped like growing rice and things like that. It's just not sustainable. It's here they pay families, they say, show us proof of your land, so you take all your land titles in to the boss of the village and tell us what you're growing: rice, sugar cane, more money in rice. And they actually pay you per roy, per how much land you've got. And what rice you do grow, you store and sell yourself, or that feeds the family. So they get poor money here, all sorts of different payments. So it's basically a system that's just looking after the people, keeping the culture alive, really. But it's not actually sustainable. Like, I've done a harvest here and bits and pieces of the harvest before, but it's, you know, all the hard work and all the labour, it really wasn't worth it for the money you get per 60 kilogram bag of rice. But on the other hand, rice is the main stable diet here, and you can have a year's worth of rice, over a year's worth of rice to feed the whole family, chickens, dogs, everything. Everyone lives on rice. So there's that side to it. It's a different way of looking at it. You're surviving, aren't you? You're growing your own food. So yeah, lots of different ways to look at it. Anyway, once again I talk too much. So for now, Robbo signing off.